Margaret is a bus driver who on one normal day stumbles upon a young boy on her bus who doesn't know where he lives. She tries to help him find his house, but he can only provide his name and age. Margaret is confused and frightened at the same time, so she's struggling to figure out what to do to help him. He can't leave him alone after all. She considers posting the boy's picture on social media to try and find his parents, but decides against it. She then takes the boy to a fast food restaurant and buys him a meal. After that, they go to the police station where the boy tells his story and details, and Margaret is there to help with anything else needed. But before we get further into the story, if you're a fan of these strange, mysterious, real-life stories delivered in a video format, you're at the right place, because that's all we do. We upload every day, so if that's an interest to you, please subscribe to our channel Story Weaver and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. Let's dive in. The police take Margaret's statement and immediately start looking for the boy's parents. While waiting for the supervisor, Margaret gets worried about the boy and demands to see him. The police officer forgot to give the boy the cookie he promised him earlier. The supervisor arrives, takes Margaret's statement, and instructs the officer to share the boy's description with all police stations. They get a response from a nearby police station almost immediately, and the boy's parents finally come to pick him up. But just as Margaret and the family are about to leave, the officer informs them that child protection will be called to assess if there has been any negligence on the parents' part. The social worker arrives and they all undergo an emergency assessment. In the end, the boy is reunited with his parents and they express their gratitude to Margaret. The social worker asks the parents a lot of questions and assessed their living conditions. Margaret was also asked about her experience with the boy. The boy was examined by a doctor to check if he was physically okay. In the end, the social worker determined that the parents had not been negligent, and the boy was reunited with his family forever. The boy's parents were overjoyed to have their son back. They hugged him and thanked Margaret for taking care of him. Margaret smiled warmly at the parents and replied, "It was my pleasure. He's a lovely boy and I'm glad I could help." The parents then asked Margaret if there was anything they could do to repay her for her kindness. Margaret thought for a moment and then said, "Actually, there is something you can do. I am a teacher and my school is in need of some books and supplies. If you can make a donation to the school, it would be greatly appreciated." The parents were happy to oblige and asked for the name of the school and where they could send the donation. Margaret gave them the information and thanked them again for their generosity. As the parents left with their son, Margaret couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. She had helped reunite a family and had made a difference in the life of a child. It was moments like these that made her love her job even more. As she walked back to her car, Margaret was able to reflect on how fortunate she was to have the opportunity to impact young lives every day. She knew that not everyone had the privilege of doing work that mattered, and she felt grateful for the chance to make a difference in her community.